If you wish to make an apple pie from scratch, you must first invent the universe. Greetings, everyone. It is Team Clocked.
Not back.
We're not back.
We're just
We're
here.
not back. This is actually essentially part 2 of our Gameblast series. So, I'm Martin, he's Graham. Thanks for joining us. So, what we're doing is, as you know, if you watched the first video, if you haven't watched the first video, go back and watch that one, then come back to this one if you want. Okay? So, what we're doing is we are doing a series of videos on the run-up to Gameblast 2019, which is helping raise money for a charity called Special Effect. We will provide more details about that charity and what they are doing, along with the details of what we are doing to help support that charity.
Yep.
Okay. So, part 2. Now, here's the thing. Now, we're offering each other topics.
Yeah.
And we're talking about that. Now, you have a topic for me, or a topic for us, that you haven't told me about. Now, normally what we do is we normally do the topics ad hoc, and we don't really know what other person's going to say. We do have some topics where we have sort of prepped, and we know what we're talking about. However, you are throwing me this one, old school TC topics. I say old school like we've been away for ages. To be fair, we have been away for a while. But yeah, so I'm really curious, and I'm also excited and scared. So, what is your topic?
Be scared. Right, okay, so this is either going to work really well because you're going to have a couple of different things that you want to talk about, or it's going to be an absolute calamity. I want to talk to you about your video game bucket list. So,
Oh no!
I don't know if you can think of anything.
No! Right, okay.
Can you not?
I've got a regret.
Right. Well, see, that's not a bad thing. So I'll give you a little bit of context. So we've played video games for our entire lives. We've been playing video games, 30 odd years? Easy. We're trying not to say it because then we have to accept how old we are. But we've been playing video games a very, very long time.
Christ.
We have lots of video game memories and achievements that we're very proud of. But there's always the things that you haven't done. The things that maybe everyone else has done, or it feels like everyone else has done in games, but you haven't. So, prime example for me would be, I've played and finished thousands of video games in my time. Thousands upon thousands. Until recently, I had never finished Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
The original Super Mario Brothers from Nintendo. When the Nintendo Switch Paid Online Service launched, I bought that. With that came a bank of old Nintendo games, which Super Mario Brothers is one of them. And I took that as an opportunity to say, right, now I'm going to do it. I'm going to put right that wrong, and I'm going to go through this game and play it the way it was meant to be played, beginning to end. No saving, no warp zones, just playing it. And I did it, and I was over the moon with it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So, regrets, bucket list. I'm interested.
That's interesting, that one. So, right, okay. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to go my number one regret.
Mint. I love regrets.
Okay, my only video game regret, I think.
Wow.
My
Better be a good
one. My only one. Well, I think it's a good one.
If it's shit.
The good thing is I can redeem myself.
Then you have to.
Because this game has been remastered. So I can go back and do it again if I want to. I never beat Dark Souls.
Well, see, again,
I never beat Dark Souls.
No, you.
Here's the thing though. That's not because I didn't play it. I did play it.
You played it way more than I
I played 85 hours of Dark Souls, the first Dark Souls.
Really?
85 hours I put into the first Dark Souls game.
Wow.
Now here's the thing with Dark Souls, for some stupid reason, because I make dumb video game decisions, right? I pre-ordered Skyrim.
Right.
And for some stupid reason, 2 weeks before Skyrim came out, I went and bought Dark Souls.
Why? That's naivety on video game and that, because you must have known. Because you loved Oblivion. Oblivion's your favourite game ever, so you must have known.
I know. So I bought Dark Souls 2 weeks before Skyrim came out.
Great.
Stupid idea. So anyway, I still balanced the two games. Eventually Skyrim won.
And I was going to say,
all my time.
you must have balanced it somewhat.
Yeah,
85
and I love Dark Souls, and I've got loads of really fond memories of Dark Souls because it was nothing I ever played before.
Yeah.
And I got to own Steam and Smell. and I farmed and leveled up and grinded like you have no idea, and I could never ever get it and understand it, to the point where Skyrim took over and I never ever got back to it.
Now,
ever.
In your defence, the point where you quit on it, to be fair, mate, that's where a lot of people quit, because
It's historically one of the hardest moments in any video game in history, I think, is Ornstein. It has to be. Ornstein has to be one of the hardest things ever.
Well, the problem with that battle in particular is that it's the fact that the two of them are so radically different in terms of their attack patterns.
Yeah.
So you've got, I'm going to make a tit out of myself here. Smaug is the big.
Smaug's the big one.
Big
so he's the slow one, but
yeah.
he hits you.
So
it's like a son of a bitch.
Well,
yeah, it takes a ton of minutes.
So it feels like it's easier to go for him first, but at the same time you've got to keep an eye on Ornstein, and then when you do take down Smaug, then you've got to take on Phase 2 Ornstein, who is much more difficult than Phase 2 Smaug. So the fact you quit there, I was in the same boat, mate, but I didn't even get remotely as far as you did with Dark Souls when I played it. So I played it back on the PlayStation. You talked us into getting it, and you were like, this game's great.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it was. The thing was, I don't know whether it was just I wasn't in the right mind frame for it at the time.
I think at the time for you, I think the time you were playing that game, I do remember you weren't really playing games as much. I think you went through a phase where you didn't really have
that probably
the time
works
you didn't want to really play it, so you got it at a really bad time.
I did. I remember it was the point where I was sitting playing it. I remember there was nights I would text you and I'd be like, I've played this game for an hour, I'm still exactly where I was.
Yeah,
because I didn't have a lot of time, I struggled to reconcile with that, and that's why I eventually rage quit. I know how early on into that game I was when I rage quit, but I put it right when the remastered one came out.
You did, and you beat it.
And I did, but to be fair, and that's the thing, once you've learned how to play those games, because since I rage quit on Souls years ago, I've then played Bloodborne, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3. With the case of Dark Souls 2 and Bloodborne, got the platinum trophies on that, so I've hammered them. And I largely walked through Dark Souls when I went back and did it. There were a few little bits here and there, and there was this added stress level that I was foolishly went into some competition thinking that I could win it. That didn't work out well, never mind. But yeah, so you need to go back. In fact, the next time we get together, I'm going to bring it for you. Because I've got it, and I didn't get rid of it, so...
What for? The
PS4.
Oh my god!
Remastered, so
you beautiful man.
So you can play that way.
That's very kind of you. Yes, I get to go back and do it again.
Yeah.
So that's a regret. In terms of games that are on my bucket list, maybe...
Just anything where you think, like, I would want to do that. So, again, it's interesting you pitch it as regret, because, like, my one thing which I could say went on is one of the things that's definitely still on my bucket list, but then if you look at it the way you do, it could be a regret. Lemmings.
Oh my god!
Lemmings.
Lemmings.
As a kid, I had Lemmings for the Amiga, and I hammered that game. I've never finished that game. So I got comfortably through the first two difficulty kind of levels, and I can just about get through the third one. The last difficulty setting, the Mayhem levels, I could never do them. And years later, when they released kind of a slightly souped up remaster of it on the PSP, I bought it then, and I still haven't finished it. And it's one of those things that to this day, I regret having not finished that game. I want to go back and
Here's the thing. So if you had the opportunity to go back to that game again, I'm curious, would you use a guide? Would you YouTube it? Would you have your PSP or some other iteration of a console that has that game on and have YouTube there to show you how to do it? Or would you at least try to do it on your own?
I would have to try it and put a damn good effort into trying to do it without a guide before I would use anything for it. Because that's the whole point, going back to what I said about Mario at the beginning, the whole point behind it was playing it the way it was meant to be played. Games aren't meant to be played with guides, they're meant to facilitate things if you're struggling or to get extra bits and pieces out of it at the end. So I wouldn't want to use a guide or anything. I know I could do that. That would kind of take the challenge out of it. The challenge is, can I figure it out?
Yeah,
and
of course.
Those later levels of Lemmings were relentlessly and brutally unforgiving. If you misplonked anything, that was it, you weren't going to do it. But I really, really want to go back and try it again.
Lemons, that's a good one. Yeah, I never thought you would pick lemons. But yeah,
it's one of those things.
Yeah. Oh god, which ones have I got? I don't know. I feel quite proud of the games I've finished. And I genuinely, in the games that everyone says, oh, you really should play this, I made a conscious decision to not play them. Like, I've never finished a single Tomb Raider game apart from
You played the
remaster. But all the other ones I've never finished. Never finished.
Not even the ones on
not a single
like 360.
I've never seen an ending to a Tomb Raider game.
Wow.
So I don't know how they end. I don't know. I have no idea. But again, I'm not really bothered. Like, I would never think, oh, I'd love to do that before I die. You know what I mean? This is Video Game Me. You said it's a bucket list. These are games you want to play before you die. So no, Tomb Raider, not really thingy. One game that was on my bucket list, which I'm now actually starting to play, so it's kind of not really a thing. God of War 3.
Yeah, I need to play that.
I've been meaning to play that game for so many years. I never had a PlayStation 3. Never had a chance to do it. Now I've got it, and I was on PlayStation Plus, so I'm playing it for free.
The murderer of Gaia enters my tomb. Kronos! I know it was you who killed her, Spartan. Who else could?
And
Is it good?
It's great, it's awesome, it's God of War, it's mint, and I'm so happy that I went back to it. One game that for some reason I can't see them ever bringing out again, right, on any new console, which I've always wanted to play, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. I've played every other Metal Gear Solid game apart from that one. Again, didn't have a PlayStation 3, and because of the whole thing with Konami, I cannot see that game ever being remastered. Ever.
I mean, it's an interesting one because, to be fair, it's the one where...
Isn't it the weakest one as well, essentially? Would people consider it the weakest one of the group?
It's not... It's a very good game, but it was, for me, because I played it, because I borrowed my brother's PS3 for the sole purpose of playing Guns of the Patriots. It's a good game. It's Metal Gear Solid. It's got all of the components about a Metal Gear Solid game. The problem with it, from my point of view, and this might be something that appealed to some people, for me, the problem was it was not enough gameplay to too much cinematic.
Which I think was a...
Cutscenes. It was like... So, I mean... It was like... It was always progressing that way, so the amount of story content from in Sons of Liberty to Metal Gear Solid was much more. Snake Eater ramped it up even more. Guns of the Patriots, the problem with it is that you had these excessively long cutscenes that you couldn't pause.
That sucks.
I don't know if they patched the pause ability into it later, but you couldn't do it. Now, I'd love to know, I'm going to look at it later, because that ending cutscene from the point where you beat the last boss to the point where the entire end cutscene's done and you hear the little codec sequence at the end like you always do in Metal Gear games, I'm sure that was about... It was... I think it was almost, if not over an hour. An hour?
Right, well, I went on YouTube back in 2007 and watched the ending, and it was just short of an hour and a half.
So, an hour and a half of relentless cutscene that you couldn't pause.
Yeah.
So that was... It was silly. It was silly that you couldn't do that, because I remember when I finished that game and I had something that I needed to do the night that I finished that game, and it took something out of the ending of that game, the fact that I was so conscious of what I had to be doing because I couldn't pause it. I mean, the game was great. It was stunning. And the cutscenes, they're not bad cutscenes.
I regret not playing and investing in an MMO when I was younger. Now, I don't regret my time with the consoles that I had at that age, but sometimes I do think back and think, if only I just spent a year, just 1 year where I was invested in World of Warcraft.
I've never
something
been
like that,
or
something like that, just to say that I did it.
But you got quite invested for a time in Final Fantasy
14, well, 2 months. I only played it for game for 2 months because then the whole MMO thing, the problem I had with that was that I felt like I was obligated to play it every night because I paid for the privilege to do it.
And that's the reason why I never played an MMO and never been bothered about it.
Because then it was like, there'd be nights where I'd be like, right, cool, let's play Final Fantasy 14. And then my wife would then go, right, cool, what are we doing tonight then? Let's put a movie on. And I'd be like, you know what, yeah, you're totally right.
Yeah.
I am in no position at all to say no because I'm playing Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
And I would feel awful if I felt like I was in that privileged position. So I didn't, but then in the back of my mind I was like, I've paid for this. I've paid for the game and a monthly subscription for this game that I'm not playing because I should be considering other people who live in this house.
Yeah.
And then it was like after 2 months, I cancelled it because then it was like, think about it.
But you've got options now, so things like again, you love Skyrim, you love Elder Scrolls. Elder Scrolls Online is now free to play.
It is, but again, it is an investment.
Yeah, that's the thing. It all comes down to
it is an investment. In terms of the games, yeah, that's kind of it. I think at the minute, I'm very happy with what I've accomplished in terms of the games I've played.
Good.
So apart from what I've said, I think I'm alright. Do you have any last ones that is on your mind?
Only one very quick honourable mention, purely because we've talked about some of the other games in the series now. Demon Souls. I've played every other Soulsborne game at this point. Yeah, Demon Souls, I wouldn't mind playing.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say something different.
I
thought you were going to say Portal 2.
I think we can put our differences behind us. For science. You monster.
Oh!
Yes. I've never played Portal 2.
You were going to say,
I've got it.
Portal 2.
I've got it and I never played it.
Portal 2.
Portal 2, Fallout New Vegas.
Fallout New Vegas, yeah, I mean, it's good, but
that came off the back of sinking about 90 hours into Fallout 3. I loved it. I had no reason to not play it. Made Portal 2.
Portal 2, it's essential gaming. It is essential gaming, really. You need to try and get back to Portal 2. I would say that.
I'll find a way.
Right, there you go, guys. So, nice little surprise topic, video game regrets and video game bucket lists. So we've got some interesting ones that we've put on there. If any of you guys have any video games that you want to play before you die, or if you have any regrets in terms of video games, then you know what? Leave us a comment on YouTube, or when we hyperlink this on the Facebook, leave a comment on Facebook. We would actually genuinely love to hear and read other people's thoughts on the games that they wish they'd played, but they never went back and played. And you know what? If you think that maybe you've lost the opportunity to play these games, probably you haven't. So let us know, and you know what, we'll probably try and find where these people can play these games, because they better play them on something.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there you go. Guys, thank you so much for watching us, and thank you for getting this far in the video, that you're still sticking around. We will continue our Gameblast series. If you'd like to keep up to date with what Team Clocked are doing, you can follow us on Twitter at Team Clocked. To be fair, follow us on Facebook, because we're going to be way more active on Facebook than what we are anywhere else. So it's facebook.com/teamclocked. If you want to follow us personally, you certainly can do. I'm at DigitalMB on Twitter. He is at GrimmyD1. And yeah, so we will be back with new topics and some more interesting videos that will be coming up soon that we are not ready to talk about yet. The reason why is because only I know about these plans, he doesn't. That's why we can't talk about them. But we're going to have a boardroom meeting after this video, and we will discuss these things, aka on this table, when the mics are off.
Love it.
Okay, so guys, thanks for watching. We will be back. See you later.